Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Adam, and you're watching Unlimited Options Investing. I was checking out the pre-market this morning. It looked business as usual. Stocks were recovering for the most part. And then all of a sudden, wham, Facebook down negative 3% in the pre-market. Finished the day off down 4% at $343. And that's after dropping 8% over the last 5 days. And it was a good day in the market as the Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 were all up just about 1% today. Looking at the heat map, you can see a result of that as well, as most of the S&P 500 was green. Adobe and FedEx both had earnings yesterday as well. UPS might have as well, or maybe it's just being brought down because of FedEx. Healthcare was pretty much sideways. Otherwise, the S&P 500 was green today. I mean, stocks were green, and then the outlier would be Facebook stock, which did not have earnings. It just had bad news. So we're going to take a deeper dive look into the news as well as the price action of Facebook as well as the rest of the markets. Before I do, if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hit that subscribe button. Here at Unlimited Options Investing, we talk everything from stocks, crypto, and options, and we're investing for the long term. And as always, smash that like button and let's get started. So this is one of my larger investments long term, so I definitely felt the hit today, but I mean, whatever, it's just one day. If I looked at it every single day, then I would go crazy, which I am pretty much. But, again, it is for the long term, of course. So it has a market cap of $967 billion. I think it was just above $1 trillion maybe a week ago. And then, of course, the market fell, as well as the news today, with a one-year target of $416, a 52-week range of 244 up till 384, which had just hit maybe last week or the week before, and 244 I remember back in January. There was a lot of FUD around Facebook stock, and we're going to look at the charts in a moment regarding, I remember Signal and WhatsApp and all that, and everyone was like, oh, forget about Facebook, it's too risky. But from that moment, from 245, it beasted all the way up to 300 and then kept going to 330 and then 350 all the way to 380, and now with a healthy pullback. And the one big thing about Facebook stock, as it is one of the big FAANG stocks, is that it trades at a forward PE of only 21.33. And considering it is one of those big tech stocks, that is ridiculously cheap if we compare it to Amazon, Google. This one trades by far the absolute cheapest, what makes it so attractive as it's both a growth stock and a value stock at the same time. Yes, it has its risks, which is probably why it trades at these valuations relative to its peers. But in my opinion, it just has so much more upside that it's a risk well worth taking, even with news today and news that might come out tomorrow with antitrust and whatnot. Nothing new when it comes to the big dogs. And that's besides the point that they have the most beautiful balance sheet. One of the most beautiful balance sheets in the stock market, with total assets of $159 billion and total liabilities at $31 billion and virtually no debt at $10 billion. They're growing revenues in double digits according to estimates for the current quarters and upcoming years as well. I can't find this information on Yahoo Finance. So taking a look at MarketWatch, and this data is from 2020, but their cash and short-term investments, they had $62.2 billion. So they are strapped with cash to the skies. They have no problem. They are too big to fail. Facebook is a machine. And not to mention, from their most recent investor presentation, their free cash flow for the quarter at over $8 billion. Taking a look at the candlesticks on the daily chart, again, today was a green day. We are recovering. We're still below those two moving averages over here, whereas in the SPY, it's a similar looking chart. However, we found resistance at this 50 EMA today. Similar looking chart on the QQQs. It didn't find resistance at the 50 EMA, so it'll be interesting to see if it continues recovering from here. Taking a look at the FAANG index, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, and looking over here as well, we found resistance at this 50 EMA. So these 50 EMA on the daily is something we have to take a look at over the next couple of days if we find resistance at that point, or if these indices can crush through and then take that next step higher for the next channel. Taking a look at the Russell 2000, we're still stuck in that channel that we've been in for most of the year, right in that middle. So it's a really tough trade to take right now. Either you want to be buying at this bottom of the channel or selling toward the top. And again, it could break at any point. But right now, we're kind of in no man's land. Taking a look at Bitcoin as well. It's recovering at 44,000 now. So we'll take a look and see if we find any resistance at the $45,000 mark as well with Ethereum. Finding that recovery, we'll see if there's any resistance at, let's say, this $3,200 mark. And if it passes by, then let's see if we can get past this $3,400 mark or so. All right, and taking a look at Facebook stock. So I'm going to leave an Arthur fist over here because this is how I feel right now. Not actually, guys, this is a long-term investment. I mean, this is bound to happen plenty, and we've seen it before. We've seen sell-offs before healthy pullbacks. This one has been a little bit violent, of course. Again, the market was falling earlier in the week. And then with this news today, it's no fun, but that's a part of investing. It's a part of the game. I just got to take it on the chin and smile and then see what you can do moving forward. So we had a very nice trend line all the way back from March of this year, and it just got broken. I mean, it would have probably been able to maybe recover if it wasn't for today's news and get back above maybe the 50 EMA like the rest of the FAANG stocks today and find its way back up on this trend line. But now after today's open and close, this trend line looks as good as done. And it being at 343, having been at about 383 maybe a week or so ago, it's down about 10.5% from its all-time high that it just hit. So that's pretty significant for such a mega cap company. And you got to expect that it's not going to be falling forever, even though it feels like it might be that way. And again, with it falling and breaking that trend line, and I actually want to take a look. And I actually want to take a look at the weekly. So we see here the 20 EMA, it closed below it as well. So I mean, for me personally, I'm happy with my position right now in terms that I'm overweight with Facebook, but I would buy on the dip if I do get prices that do look intriguing to me. And that for me would be probably under 315, and then anything underneath would be a nice strong buy for the long term. But again, that's just what works for my scenario. If you don't have any position and you want to be in it for the long term, again, you don't want to be too greedy because you don't know where that bottom is. But again, looking at these charts over here, I'm not having a lot of confidence instilled in me in the moment, seeing that we could fall as much as another 10% or more. You never know. But again, for the long term, you just got to take this and smile because it's a gift that you can get lower prices if you like Facebook for a long time. Otherwise, that is the end of my video. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below, are you investing in Facebook stock and how are you playing the price action? Let me know in the comments. As always, guys, subscribe, like, and I will see you guys in the next video.